Welcome back, everyone. We're here with some more Dokkan battle, and it's me, Nato. I actually just woke up to the snooze. As you see right here, safety net's full implementation is actually finally arriving to the game. So this is a pretty big thing that has basically been in the back of our minds in a sense. It's kind of been there, but there isn't anything that they're really doing with it. By they, I mean Akatsuki. So basically, just the gist of what was going on at first. Akatsuki, a few updates ago, implemented safety nets. So what safety net does is it checks your device to see if, your device would be rooted. It sends something to Google, which Google sends something to Akatsuki, and it sends back. Something along those lines. Essentially, is to check to see if you're doing anything that you shouldn't be doing in the game. Such as, devices having, like Carrie is saying right here, devices with rooted / jailbreaked or modified version of Dokkan or hardware that had been modified will no longer be able to log into Dokkan Battle anymore. What this means is that basically you're not going to be able to do anything if you're using mods, bots, things like that. You won't even be able to log into the game, and there is a chance that you probably would get banned if you try to go ahead and do this. And Carrie basically does confirm right here. This means RIP to the farming bot as well. So essentially, what this is I feel like a good thing for the game that they're finally updating it. I feel like it's weird that they just didn't. They probably should have just implemented it all together at once, even if it would have taken until right now. I think it makes sense that they did implement it. And you can kind of make sense of it. Maybe they wanted to scare people for a little, and then since people are still doing the private server showcases, modding, they said, hey, you know what, you guys are being idiots, so we're gonna go ahead and fully implement this shit now. But again, I feel like this is actually pretty good for the game. The reason for that is because even now I still see like fucking SR Android 18s or SR First Form Friezas on my friends list, and I'm like rank 700, dude. It's actually crazy with the amount of farmed accounts, farming up stones, doing videos on them, things like that are just making it very it's just annoying, especially with how bad the friend system already is. We have to run into this extra, honestly, just crap because people want to go ahead and do things that they're not really supposed to be doing in the game. I see a lot of people upset about this, and really it's kind of, in my opinion, like, why are you upset that they're actually restricting you from doing things that they don't want you to do? They want you to spend money on this game. They want you to actually play the game, not put in a code in a bot, and then you get everything done for you in like a minute or like something like that. You can legitimately farm every single stage and event in the game with like those farming bots in like 5 minutes or something. It's pretty absurd. And not only does it add the friends to the list, it just basically free stones and making free accounts, which I wouldn't say it's like not, I think it is still a bad thing. Honestly, I'm trying to think of a way to say it, but honestly, you're just not supposed to be doing that, and it also takes away the fun of the game and the enjoyment of the game. Like, what's the point of playing Dokkan if you're not even gonna freaking play the game? So yeah, there's some people who are talking about it. JFan asks, if it's active now. Carrie did confirm it's not active yet, but there's probably going to be a maintenance and it's going to be the next updates. Right here, this is just a bypass. This is a device checking up straight from Apple. So if you look at what Hydra said right here, private service bots, emulators, mods will all be killed off due to safety net implementation. There could be milk-arounds for private servers, but not worth it. It means no more early showcases, and Dokkan content is getting a hard reboot. I feel like this guy says, all of this is immense. I feel like this is, again, still a good thing, because a lot of private, when it comes to private servers and seeing everything early, I feel like it takes away a little bit of the hype sometimes that happens. Like, think of what happened during the worldwide download celebration last year when they dropped the data download, and we basically just saw everything before the actual stream. I mean, it was technically their fault that they should know that, you know, we would go ahead and be able to data mine into the data download itself. But still, I feel like this will help avoid that in the future, and they'll be able to have more freedom to do things like that. So for example, they could drop the data download before the actual stream happens, and then during the stream they could drop the banners, right? And then when they drop the banners, it'll be like, yo, holy shit, they're in the game, yo, that's fucking crazy, right? You know, or they could do things like that to catch us off guard so we could be surprised. Or they could even like drop like a sneak data download. Like, think of it like when the Dragon Ball Super anime or the Dragon Ball Super movie, the new one that's coming out. Think of like the movie releases that night, like the next fucking day we get a data download, we don't know what the hell is happening, and then like 2 hours later the fucking brand new movie villain drops, and it's just like craziness, right? Like that would, things like that would be very healthy for the community. Along with that, with the private server showcases that go on, like everyone does it. Like so many people do that, and it's like gunks up the actual content being brought out to the game. Like it's nice to see like how the unit does before then, but it's like over flooding like all the content. Like Hydra says, Dokkan content is getting a hard reboot. I feel like it'll actually, getting rid of that will actually just make things better and less repetitive for the content done in the Dokkan community. Not that it's already going to be repetitive, because, you know, everyone's going to do content on the new stuff that comes out. That's just how these gacha games works. But I think it's just better for the game. It sucks for emulators though. That is unfortunate for the emulator boys, but you know, like, there's nothing really you're supposed to do. But as Hydro said, you know, as the game goes on, they start not supporting lower OS. We do see that, you know, updates, they say sometimes, hey, after this update we're gonna stop supporting this kind of this kind of OS going on. You know, they've done it a couple times in the past. So, you know, eventually, once Dokkan says to them, no more Android 7 or 8, not almost all Android emulators will not work because they don't use 10 plus. So basically, like, this would have happened eventually, but again, it is, I'd say the only harmless thing would be the emulators. But I feel like even though you have to get rid of this, getting rid of everything else here is probably for the greater good. And just so Hydra said, just so people stop asking, QApp is safe. QApp is basically how people download JP Dokkan and play JP Dokkan on, you know, their Android devices. Now, the one thing, additional thing that you could know is, Hydros did mention this in one of his tweets, but I believe it's one of the My Hero new gacha games that came out recently. They do require you to have a JP VPN as well. I'm not sure if Dokkan will implement that too, but that's something to keep in mind that they could possibly implement in the future. I feel like this is a big shape up. This might be like part of version Z that we've been waiting so long to get an update or like more news for. So that's pretty hype as well. We're inching closer to the worldwide download celebration. I feel like the worldwide download celebration is the best spot for them to drop whatever this version Z thing will be. Both versions at the same time. It would be pretty good. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the private servers, you know, bots, emulators, the safety net in general being implemented, those things being removed. There's not much else to say about this topic. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you all in the next one.